Welcome back to the Voice of Metal, where we talk about all things metal, or Voices of Metal if you prefer, which I think that better sums it up. So I might start using that, the Voices of Metal, instead. Hopefully, you guys are doing well, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys, liking, subscribing, being on the channel, talking. That means so much to me because the fact that, like I said before, and I'll say it again, without you guys, the channel won't grow. And to be honest with you, I believe from my personal experience throughout the years of music that I've listened to, the support of the fans are always important. So I appreciate you guys being a fan of my channel, being a fan of all the bands that we all know and love. And hopefully, with that, we will have some special guests on here because I definitely want to interview some of those people, especially like Mr. Um, Corey Taylor. Sorry, my brain went kind of flat on me. Corey Taylor just now, with the band Slipknot, of course, has got a new song out, EP called Memories, and I thought I'd seen something about it earlier on being or coming out fairly soon. And all of a sudden it popped up on my phone. I said, okay, I got to check this out. Apparently it's just a rough demo is what they have it listed as right now. So it might not be the final cut because it seems like it's really well done. It's not super heavy. It's more of a lighter song. It's more melodramatic. But the way he sings it, the power of his vocals in it are phenomenal. And the melody, it's very just serene, I guess you could say. It's more like, almost feels like a meditation to a point, to me anyway, but it's hard to say. But it has a memory kind of feel. It kind of makes you feel like you're in a dream or something. And it's quite uniquely different, I know they've always pushed and changed and evolved over the time of their music, including with their masks. And it's rather interesting in the video. It's rather different because at the kind of the very beginning, you see this figure and they had this really interesting, very colorful hair. It kind of reminds me of clown because usually clowns have very colorful hair, on certain characteristics of them. I mean, and clown's mask has got the big nose like the traditional clown. And then normally they would say if it was a normal clown, it would have more of like a kind of fluffy red hair. But in the mask that he wears, it's more of a red, kind of scraggly mess kind of thing to make it look kind of more demonic and stuff. So it's rather interesting. Sorry, I had some snaps coming through. I don't know who it is. But anyway, yeah, it's rather interesting because of the color. Oh, I'm gonna have to turn that down because it's kind of getting distracting. I lost my focus. Oh my god, I had to put do not disturb on. Anyway, like I was saying before, and I'll say it again, it's really cool because the colors, the kind of the way they did the presentation of the video. It's kind of hazy, kind of like it's like you are in a dream or a memory where it's kind of kind of shifting around. So it's got that feel to it. And even with the song, it's really cool the way it's done. The instruments were really awesome. It's not super heavy guitar. It's more kind of a synthetic piano, I guess what it is style. Maybe some, record scratching tool. Not really record scratching, but they make it sound, or they go make a certain sound in it that sounds uniquely different. It's not like a piano style, or what I'm talking about. It's a little bit different. I'm not sure what to say or how to place the wording I'm trying to get to that. But it's rather interesting with the whole the video and the hair and stuff like that. So they had this beautiful colored hair of a character, and I'm not sure which. To be honest, I'm not even sure who or which one of the people in the band it is. the one thing I did notice is that there's, of course, a projector of, I would assume that's your memories, um, which is what the song is about. And it's rather interesting. They have two people next to the projector, and I think they're definitely both women, and they have their own unique masks. So I'm not sure if that's for maybe something coming up later on that they're going to do in their future shows, or if that's just part of that video. It's hard to say. We'll have to wait and see what happens. And with it being a rough demo, it's hard to say how it's going to end or begin, because it might not be exactly the same. What's rather interesting, they do this dramatic pause in it, and then they have this really interesting sound at the end that's not quite the song. It's hard to explain the sound that it is, but it sounds really cool. It's just, it seems like you're just like, I don't know if it's me, like they're waking up from them. I don't know. It's, well, to me, memories and dreams are kind of the same sometimes with that. So I'm thinking maybe that's what they're talking about, but I'm not certain, or at least that's what it seems like in the song. Um, when it comes to other things, yeah, it's just different. Here, I'm trying to find something here. Let me see if I can find it here. I believe I've got oh, another announcement too. Speaking of the rest of Slipknot, apparently Slipknot split with Craig Jones after 27 years, which is quite a long time. That's interesting, 27 years. Um, so basically, that was in 1996. So, really, to be honest with you, um, I could have sworn their first album, came out back in well, not 2000, it was like 98, I think. So I guess it has been a lot longer than I thought as far as that goes. But I think they were playing other stuff before that when they first started off. And that was before Corey was a part of the band, I think, from what I know, because he kind of came in later on. And I'm not sure why they got rid of that, so it's hard to say them. He's the keyboardist, which actually this sounds like it uses a lot of the keyboards, like I was talking about. So I'm not sure they've got to replace him for that, because to me it's one of those things. Number 5 is what his number was, which is kind of interesting, also known as 133, had been with the new metal Titan since 96. They split with Jones. I don't know. To the fans of Slipknot, we have parted ways with Craig Jones, the band wrote. We wish Jones all the best in the future. To see the full post below. That's interesting. I wonder what that's all about. Anyway, it's rather interesting. The Quiet One, huh? So his nickname on the page in the band was called the Quiet One. Why this keeps coming up? I got unresponsive pages. I lost focus on that. For his near total silence and reluctance to speak with the media, played in every single Slipknot release since their 1999 debut album through 2022. That's interesting at the end. I'm just not sure why they parted ways with him. That's kind of interesting. I mean, most of the other members so far that are out. Well, one got kicked out. The other ones, I'm not sure why. Clown is currently on indefinite leave of absence. Oh, which I didn't know. I knew his wife was sick. I knew she wasn't doing well. So, which is not good. That sucks. Yeah, I don't know, but it sounds like they maybe parted ways on a good note. I would assume, but I'm not certain on that. It's one of those mysteries we'll never know until we find out. But I know somebody else had gotten kicked out of the band. A couple other people passed away. And that reminds me, speaking of bands that have basically evolved over time, there were several different bands that I talked about before that don't really have a lot of the original members in it. One is Pantera, which I didn't even think about. If you look at it, the lead singer was not the original lead singer. Dimebag and Vinny are gone, and the guitarist that was in the band is no longer there too, which is rather interesting. So, and then there's Sepultura, of course, which I'm kind of glad that in a way. I mean, I'm kind of sad to see that Max and Igor are not in the band, but then again, if it wasn't for that, then Soulfly wouldn't come out, and they got some really good stuff. The other thing is, with them moving out, they're also doing their Cavalier Conspiracy, which we are going to hear a remake or remastering of some of their older work, which is great. And I've already talked about that. I forgot the name offhand, but yeah, it'd be kind of cool to hear that. And I think it might be out. I don't remember the exact date because I did announce that last time, and I don't have my notes in front of me, unfortunately. That I did kind of jot some things down when I was doing that uh, episode of The Voice of Metal. So it's kind of interesting. I'm just trying to come up with some other stuff because I don't have a whole lot right now, unfortunately, tonight. But yeah, and then we talked about the bands that actually have kind of a similar taste and feel like Slipknot does, and that maybe I gotta find those bands again and then put those on a playlist for everybody. But you guys have the names, so you guys could always look them up too as well. Now there is one thing I've seen in Metal Sucks. There were some bands that they said that they feel would be or should be way bigger than they are right now. And I don't know some of the bands, so I didn't do that last time, but I might just run through those real quick. Cryptica, which is one. Jungle Rod is another. If I can get the thing to go down. My page is being slow. I'm not sure if my internet is slow or if it's something else. Well, anyway, no, well, that's not going to work. I wonder if I could get that off. I'm not going to worry about it. Anyway, I'm just trying to get some stuff in there so I get my 15 minutes of time in for the episode because I'm kind of running out of stuff. It wasn't going to be something really long, especially when I'm just reviewing one song, which there are quite a few new songs that are coming out from different groups. There is a new one from the Butcher Babies, which actually I have not heard. And I'm not sure if I'm going to or not because I just figure I'd mention it because if anybody else would like to hear that song, they're more than welcome to. Long story with that, but anyway, I don't want to mention the reasons why, but I just figured I'd mention it because I'm have not been a fan for a while. For certain reasons. And a few other bands too, but I'm not going to get into that. But anyway, so check those out. Check some of the other stuff out. And they're also releasing, I think, their album July 12th. Their new album. I forgot the name of it, but it's one of those things. And there's quite a few other ones. I need to go down through a list of some of the different song albums. Maybe as they come out, I can try to add those to a playlist, maybe for the month or something. That might be interesting to try to do so that way people can hear all those in one place and then they can kind of decide which albums and which groups that they like, because there's quite a few bands that, I mean, quite a few releases, because I was going down through the list of all the new releases that are coming out. It's like, oh my gosh, there's a lot. And I guess if you don't listen to all the bands, it doesn't seem like that much. But when you get like every single band that's releasing a new album, yeah, it's one of those things. I'm finally glad to see that certain bands are releasing a full album. Whether or not it's in time or not, I don't know. I still feel that they should have done that back in 2022 after the pandemic kind of slowed down a little bit. It's starting to slow down a little more. I figure right about the time everybody was starting to tour, that would have been the striking point. They should have had that ready to roll and released, because to me it was, and not a single, no offense to them, because they've had what, 3 singles since then, 4 maybe possibly, and then the one new one from the, it's a single but then it's a part of the album apparently. So yeah, I think that that's gonna hurt them big time. I really do. um that's my personal opinion on it, because I know I think a lot of the big name bands, or at least they, when they first start off, typically the first 2 to 3 albums, maybe 4, depending on the band, um, and how well they're perceived by the audience, or how well they're known, or how they're, I say, they have the presence that they have. Because some bands don't always get into a lucky spot where they're kind of thrust into a good situation, like System of a Down was an opening act for Metallica years ago in 2000, and they that helped them tremendously with their first album. I believe that was what made them so big so fast. Slipknot, I think they were really big on their first album, but I think after the second, third, it made it even bigger, because there was just this buzz going on, and probably people already knew, or may not, they hadn't picked up the first album yet. Probably they picked it up later on, kind of like me, where I didn't hear the band right away. I bought it like a while afterwards. I'm not sure if I bought it like right after it was released. I think it was a little while after that. But like I said, it's word of mouth on that one. I think when people talk like that, just like on here, which reminds me, anybody that is in a smaller band, if you're a local band here or any other local bands in your home state, please talk to me. I would love to hear from you. I do know there is a gentleman that is here in Colorado Springs that actually has his own band. He has not yet released an album, but he does open for other bands. He's opened for quite a few pretty big name bands here locally, in the smaller venues, I believe, which is really great for them. And I believe that actually it would help them out tremendously. I would like to get to talk to Purge of the Heretics as well. I forgot the name of the other band, so I'll have to go back and talk to him about that. But Purge of the Heretics, if you haven't seen them in Denver, they are really good. I think they were announced that they were actually going on tour in different areas, which helps them out tremendously, I think. The one of the downsides, I think, with their some of their stuff is that they put in Purge of the Heretics Denver, which it's good to know that you're a local band, but I think putting the Denver in there kind of keeps it local, and you don't want that. You don't want people thinking you're just going to do local shows. If you want to be big, if you want to be a band that people know about, there's a lot of people out there that listen to you. You definitely need to make sure that you don't, how you say, limit yourself that way. I think that's a huge impact on your band. Just from what I've personal experience, well, not personal myself, but what I've seen and what I know and what I've heard over the years of different bands doing this, that, and the other. And even like with Pantera, it was like one of those things where they started off a certain way and then they started increasing. But they had some issues on certain other levels, which kind of blows, which I didn't like, and I still think I still had kind of up in the air with certain things, which I'm planning on seeing their concert here after a while. Not that I'm going for just that. It's more for because of my son being a Metallica fan, which because they have some really great songs, and apparently they're going to be playing every single song. So I'm kind of stoked about that. I think that would be kind of cool. So, which I still got to get certain things arranged, but I do got my tickets. I'm ready to go. So hopefully, plus also, I'm going to announce something that I'm thinking about doing. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it, but so don't hold me to anything. But maybe if I win, there's a fandom page where you can actually sign up. You pay a certain amount of money, and there it's going to the All Within My Hands Foundation. I'm not sure which charity they're going to contribute to with that money, but I do know that they have a foundation where they do change people, the benefactors, basically people who get that charity money from them for different things. Um, and I think it's a great cause. So I bought some tickets for that for entries. We'll see if I win or not. If I win, then maybe who knows? Maybe I might be willing to part ways with my other tickets that I have for somebody. So maybe I will do something with that. Once I know, we'll see. Maybe I'm not saying, or I could sell them. It doesn't matter because I did spend quite a bit of money on those tickets. So, but the one thing about this is they got VIP treatment. They've got $5,000 spending cash, which is really good for hotels and other things, whatever you want to do. They're going to do a private jet for I think for 6 people. So there's going to be like 6 tickets, which is quite a bit from what it sounds like. So it'd be interesting to find out. So if you have not signed up for that and you would like to, and you're a big Metallica fan, I think it might be worthwhile. I mean, even if you're not a Metallica fan, I still think just donating the money for the cause. Even if you don't win, you can always give it to somebody that is a fan. Who knows? Or you might just love to fly a jet and go see the show because, Pantera is going to be there, Nine Nice Kills, and I think Mammoth is who the other band is that's going to be playing. So, yeah, who knows? And you get to pick one of the cities that they're going to be playing in the U.S. tour, so they'll fly you there from your city, which is kind of cool. So it's kind of different than just a regular airplane ride that you get. It's going to be your own jet for the evening. I would assume that they're probably going to only fly you there for the first show and then fly you back after the second show, not in between the shows. Which you'll have to have a hotel, which the $5,000 that helps with that, right? And maybe get a fancier hotel. That'd be kind of cool, right? You're kind of cool if they give you 5,000 plus a really nice hotel, but I don't think that works. But anyway, I will let you go. Thanks for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I'm hoping I get some new subscribers, which who knows we'll have. I think once I start getting interviews and get more videos out there, we'll definitely have more people on here. But I think I probably will have to start with probably the smaller bands, local bands. I think that would definitely be a benefit because without them being here, somebody to talk to get to know the actual person, like I said before, and see what their whole story is, who they are, what they do in the band, a little bit about the band, and then maybe something about them. I think that would be cool because, what got you into the music that you're in? What do you enjoy doing besides that? And who's your inspirations? People that inspired you to be in the band that you're in right now. I think that's it's one of those things that we all get inspired by somebody to do what we do, right? Like me, I am doing this for several reasons. I'm doing it not only because I love metal music, but for other reasons as well. Maybe I'll divulge that later on. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see what happens. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care. Don't forget to headbang, like, and subscribe. Both those buttons, guys, because without you, like I said, it won't grow, and we won't evolve. And I appreciate each and every one of the people in my metal family and all those subscribers so far. I appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, right? And then maybe later on you'll have notifications when we have a special guest. So, which would be really cool because I definitely want to talk to people. I think that'd be great, especially people that I found fascinating when I was actually, like I said before, and I'll say it again, going backstage, getting to talk to them, get to know them a little bit. And sometimes we don't always have the opportunity to talk a lot to people. So maybe this might be a way of doing that. Wait and see. Hopefully, I don't know how long it's going to be, maybe 15, 20, 25 minutes, maybe. I'm trying not to make it super long. I don't want to drag it out. And it might be in between, like when they're on tour, they might be on their laptop, who knows, on scene, wherever they're at. And they might say, hey, guess what? We're going to be here. So please come out and see us if you're in the area. Who knows? We'll see what happens. It's hard to say. Thanks for watching again. Take care and have a good day.